Good morning, students. I welcome you all for the online class of business studies. Today we will be going to do the revision of the particular topics. As I already said, we will be doing first of all the financial market topic revisions. So let us have the revision of this topic. Very first, government rules and regulations, and this is the point of, as we were doing the types of capital market, let us have the capital market instruments. There are two components of capital market, as we already discussed, primary market and secondary market in our class, and we discussed about the types of flotations of the in the primary market. Now we will be proceeding to the secondary market. As I said, secondary market and its stock exchange, functions of stock exchange, we will be doing recall. So let us have a recall, and again next class I will be asking to you the questions regarding this. Secondary market, it is also known as stock exchange, students. The secondary market is a market for the sale and purchase of previously issued shares. Means already the shares has been issued in the market. That share, the second time if it is issued, it is through the secondary market. In secondary market, securities are not directly issued by the company to investors. The securities are sold by existing investors to other investors. Sometimes the investors is in need of cash and another investor wants to buy the shares of the company, as he could not get it directly from company. Then both the investors can meet in secondary market. Has already one Shruti has explained also the same thing at the class, revision class. So same thing is written when one of the investor is in need of cash, so another investor who is want to purchase the shares of the same company but not able to get that shares, they can purchase the shares, and one can sell the shares and another can purchase the shares, and another's need of getting the cash can be fulfilled. So that can be done in which market? That is the secondary market. In secondary market, companies get no additional capital, as securities are bought and sold between investors only, so directly there is no capital formation, but secondary market indirectly contributes in capital formation by providing liquidity to securities of the company. If there is no secondary market, then investors could get back the investment only after redemption period is over or when company gets dissolved, which means investment will be blocked for a long period of time. But with the presence of secondary market, the investors can convert their securities into cash whenever they want, and it is also give chances to investors to make profit, as securities are bought and sold at market price, which is generally more than the original price of the securities. This liquidity offered by secondary market encourages even those investors to invest in securities who want to invest for small period of time, as there is option of selling securities at their convenience. Now we come stock exchange. The Securities Contract and Regulation Act defines a stock exchange as an organization or body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, established for the purpose of assisting, regulating and controlling of business in buying and selling and dealing in securities. Every stock exchange has a specific location. In India, there are 24 recognized stock exchanges. There are in following locations. Very first, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Chennai, and so on. The names you can see and read. The important thing for the MCQ point is, out of these stock exchanges, NSEI and OTC are all India level stock exchanges, and from business point of view, Mumbai Stock Exchange is at number 1, followed by Kolkata and Delhi. The Mumbai Stock Exchange is popularly known as Dalal Street, and Kolkata is popularly known as Lawrence Range. Types of operators in stock exchange, when we see, students, there are following types. Very first, brokers. Broker, who is the broker? He purchases the shares of the company and issue the shares on behalf of the company, but he does never pretend that shares are of his own. That is known as the broker. And for issuing the shares in the market, he earned the adequate profit. He charges brokerage or commission for his services. He buys and sells all types of securities as demanded by investors. Next come jobbers. When we talk about jobber, a jobber is a member of the stock exchange itself, registered stock member. He buys and sells the securities on his own behalf. Okay, as brokers never treat the shares of the company as their own, but jobbers treat the shares of the company as their own and sell the shares in the market. He specializes in one type of security, and he makes profit by selling the securities at a higher price. Bulls. A bull is a speculator who expects rise in price. He buys securities with a view to selling them in future at a higher price and making profit out of it. In Mumbai Stock Exchange, he is known as Tejiwala. When prices of securities are rising as per expectations of bulls, Then market is known as bullish market. When prices falls and bulls have to sell at a loss, then it is called bull liquidations. So this was the particular topic, bulls, how it is done. Bears, when we talk students, a bear is a speculator who expect fall in the price. As I already explained to you why their bond fall in the price, because they want to cover maximum part of the market. Even those people, those who want to purchase the shares at a less cost. There is a profit for them also, because when they are selling at a lower price, it is not so lower that they will be getting a loss. He sells securities which he does not possess. He is known as Mandiwala in Mumbai Stock Exchange. When prices of securities are falling as expected by bears, the market is known as bearish market. Whereas when price rise against this expectation of bears, it is known as bears coverings. Stag. When we talk about stag, it is also a speculator who apply for the specific new securities in expectation that prices will rise by the time of allotment, and he can sell them at premiums. Functions of stock exchange and secondary market. When we go students, it is very important what are the functions of stock exchange. It is economic barometer for the learning the economy of our country. It plays a very vital role because it is a measurement for knowing how much is the development of our country from time to time. How much is the price rising of the shares. That way the progress of the country can be known. A stock exchange is a reliable barometer to measure the economic condition of a country. Hence, the pricing of securities, students, when we see one MCQ is like here also, it is, you can see stock exchange is also known as pulse of economy or economic mirror, which reflect the economic condition of a country. So it can be the question which what is known as the pulse of economy or economic mirror which reflect the economic condition of a country. The answer is stock exchange. Pricing of securities. When we talk students, the stock market helps to value the securities on the basis of demand and supply factors. The securities of profitable and growth oriented companies are valued higher as there is more demand for such securities. The valuation of securities is useful for investors, government and creditors. The investors can know the value of their investment, the creditors can value their creditworthiness, and government can impose taxes on value of securities. That is pricing of securities. So stock exchange helps us to know the price of the securities and even help in the pricing of the securities so that government can put the taxes on the various profits. Safety of transaction. Definitely stock exchange, when the time stock exchange has been incorporated, from the time the safety of investors, issuing company, brokers, every people's safety can be seen because transactions are done through fair measures. In stock market, only the listed securities are traded, and stock exchange authorities include the company's name in the trade list only after verifying soundness of the company. The company which are listed, they also have to operate within the strict rules and regulations. This ensures safety of dealing through stock exchange market. Contributes to economic growth. Definitely stock exchange securities of various companies are bought and sold. The process of disinvestment and investment help to know and help to contribute in the economic growth of our country, as the fund which is accumulated in the form of stock exchange will formulate the capital for the company as well as for the country's economic progress. Spreading of equity curve. When we stock students, definitely stock exchange not only does the buying and selling of stock securities but also helps in spreading the knowledge of equity shares and other trading practices by evaluating the process after investment. Providing scope for speculation. When we talk student, definitely it is a particular area field where you can buy and sell securities on for getting your profit. To ensure liquidity and demand of supply of securities, the stock exchange permits healthy speculation of securities as investors are profitable, as there are having many projects and there are many opportunities for them to invest and to get maximum return on investment. Same way brokers can earn maximum commission from here, and even the companies can get the good type of investors for their company. So for all the people here, it is a good speculation area because for their own profit they can do the business. Liquidity, which is the next function of stock exchange. When we talk about liquidity students, the main function of stock exchange is to provide liquidity, ready market for sale and purchase of securities, which says it provides liquidity for the asset. The presence of stock exchange makes market gives assurance to investors that their investment can be converted into cash whenever they want. The investor can invest in long-term investment projects without any hesitation, as because of stock exchange they can convert long-term investment into short-term and medium-term investment as well. Better allocation of capital. When we talk student, the shares of profit making companies are quoted at higher prices and are actively traded, so such companies can easily trade raise fresh capital from stock market. The general public hesitate to invest in securities of loss making companies, so stock exchange facilitates allocation of investors fund to profitable channels. Promotes the habits of savings and investment. When we talk about the promote the habit of savings and investment, stock market helps the healthy investment savings, and so has to make a healthy investment in the market, so that the investor will get good return on investments. Trading procedure on the stock exchange, in a short I can explain to you. The trading procedure starts when the company first list of their name in the stock exchange market. Then they can hire a broker, which are generally the registered brokers of the stock exchange, who will be issuing the shares of the company in the stock market. Opening demat account with depository. When we talk, definitely whoever the investor are there, first of all they have to open a demat account. Has now with the electronic IPO system started, they will be opening a demat account through the way of depository participants in the depository. Depository is a type of banks or financial institution who generally do the trading work of shares. Depository participants are like the brokers and firms who will be acting as a mediators, and demat account is an account in which every transaction will be shown of the investors. There are the own account. Now there are two type of at present in India there are two depositories. One is NSDL and one is CDSL. We have learnt there is no contact between depository and investors. That we have learned, because there is an intermediary who will connect the depository with the investors. Placing the order, definitely demat account has been opened by the investor. Now they can see the particular choice of the stock securities, and they can select the orders, make the order of those security they want to purchase. Executing the order, definitely broker, after the placement of order has been done by the investor, they will be executing the order by making a contract note for the order executed. The contract note contains the name and price of securities and name of parties and brokerage charged by him. Depository participants, when we talk students, depository participants are those people who will be acting as executing the order, and the steps get completed. Now the final step is now the other things are the constituents of demat account, that we will be learning in next class. Thank you for today's revision class. Have a nice day.